Feedback, by definition, is a response given to an activity or process. Simply, Yada feedback is a few words of encouragement or insight spoken, friend to friend, after each person shares, based on where you saw God working. Yada feedback is a distinctive gift of Yada Factor. Here's an example of the difference between a typical small group and a Yada group. A small group is usually 8 to 12 persons in size. In Bible study, people usually take turns sharing their answers. However, when someone shares something more personal, one of two things usually happens. Some in the group may chime in with solutions, often turning the conversation to themselves, sharing a similar story that happened to them. A second scenario can be even less helpful. Everyone goes silent, no one responds, and the leader of the group continues on to the next question. Either way, the person who was vulnerable is now left with doubts about what they shared and often feels unheard. This is how Yada is different. This is why we're passionate about how we share weekly in Yada and give feedback to each other using healthy guidelines. God has taught us how to listen and reflect back what the person has said, sharing a few encouraging words with intentional practice, modeling from your coaches, and letting God train us. You will learn to give healthy feedback in your triad. In Yada, we avoid giving advice, opinions, judgments, corrections, or scripture fixes. When you share your journal in your Yada triad, I am listening for your story. I am not listening for how it connects to mine, and not so I can learn from your story, although I will. We listen fiercely with our ears and our pens. Taking notes ensures we are paying attention and enables us to see patterns and give effective feedback. Listening and giving feedback to our friends is one of the greatest gifts we can give each other. Feedback should be brief. It should not add an additional 15 minutes to your sharing. It is not teaching one another or drilling each other with questions to lead and manipulate, although sometimes questions help reorder us back to God. Questions like, "What is God saying to you?" or "Where is that found in the Bible?" are appropriate for Yada feedback. In Yada, we do not attempt to solve one another's problems. Instead, we continually direct each other back to God to hear what He has to say about our problems. That's the Yada difference.